Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay, and you are watching Shay with the Hobbies. Excuse me. It is Sunday, February 19th, and today we are discussing When the Reckoning Comes by Latanya McQueen. I feel like Deidre read it first. With most of these, we're going to realize that Deidre finished the book before me, is the truth. And that's why I'm able to discuss the book. So Deidre read it before me, and she was like, I need you to read this. We can discuss, we can talk what we think about it. And so we did it privately, and now we're going to do it publicly and talk about how we feel and think about the book. So before I go any further, I'll let my lovely co-host introduce herself.
Hey y'all, I'm Deidre, and yeah, I did read it. It was like, we need to talk about it. And also, my webcam stopped working all of a sudden in the middle of us going live. I'm gonna try to fix it as we're talking. Oh, Shay had to go handle some business real quick. So let me see. I'm going over to YouTube. I see Bree here and Pat. I don't see him. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit of delay. So,
Hey, Bree. Hi, Pat.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get a little bit more of my sandwich is the
No,
truth.
no, no worries. I
I
just didn't
mean,
want to
I'm
go
person.
like fix my camera while you was gone too. So
No, you're
I don't
totally
know what
fine.
happened. It just stopped working when we went live.
Well, I
It
can
like,
see you perfectly right now.
oh, I can see you. It's on my built-in camera, but the resolution is a little
Oh,
bad,
got you.
so I can't even find it in the settings. So I gotta go unplug and plug it back in. I think.
Okay, well, go ahead. Do what you do. What you do. While you're doing that, I'll give the synopsis of the book and
Yeah.
then we'll get to it. So, When the Reckoning Comes is by Latanya McQueen. When did it come out? It came out August of 2021, so it's not brand new. And we both read it last year. I feel like, right, DJ?
Yeah, I read it last year.
Yeah, we both read it last year. Okay. So, a haunting novel about a black woman who returns to her hometown for a plantation wedding and the horror that ensues as she
Oh,
reconnects with
that's
the
interesting.
blood-soaked history of the
Oh.
land and the best friend she left behind. So, I want y'all to know that would have been an automatic no for me. Like, that first sentence is like, why? Why? But as we continue, more than a decade ago, Mira, right? Yeah, Mira fled her small, segregated hometown in the South to forget. With every mile she traveled, she distanced herself from her past, from her best friend Celine, mocked by their town as the only white girl with black friends, from her old neighborhood, from the eerie woodsman plantation rumored to be haunted by the spirits of slaves, from the terrifying memory of a ghost she saw that terrible day when a dare gone wrong almost got Jesse, the boy she secretly loved, arrested for murder. But now Mira is back in Gibson to attend Celine's wedding at the plantation, which has been transformed into a lush vacation resort. Mira hopes to reconnect with her friends, and especially Jesse, to finally tell him the truth about her feelings and the events of that devastating long ago day. But for all its fancy and renovations, the Woodsman remains a monument to its oppressive racist history. The bar serves antebellum drinks, entertainment include horrifying reenactments, and the service staff is nearly all black. Yet the darkest elements of the plantation's past have been carefully erased. Rumors that slaves were tortured mercilessly and that ghosts roamed the lands, seeking vengeance on the descendants of those who tormented them, which includes most of the wedding guests. As the weekend unfolds, Mira, Jesse, and Celine are forced to acknowledge their history together and to save themselves from what is to come.
Yeah, and if you know anything about me, you know, or like have watched any of my videos, you know that I'm just not a person who likes to read anything that has to do with slavery. I just don't. I just don't. But I thought in the context of horror and like a reckoning, I thought it might be acceptable. So that is how I ended up picking it up in the first place. And also I thought the cover was kind of dope.
Yeah, I do like the cover. Hold on, y'all. I will move us off so y'all can see it just a little bit. Give us a second. and like it's basically the river that's behind
Mhm.
the plantation in the
Mhm.
sea. So,
Yeah. Mhm.
um, so initial thoughts right off top. I can't remember what I gave it, but I know it would be between a 3 and a 4. Like not quite just a 3, but not quite a 4. So that would be my thing. And the number one reason is I wanted more of a reckoning.
Yeah.
That's
I
the number
wanted
one.
more of a reckoning, and there's something about I've been saying I can't remember, but I've been going between Myra and Mira, so I don't know. But something about her character, I just didn't. Do I need to 100% like the main character to give a book 5 stars? No, but most of the time when I give a book 5 stars, I like the main character a lot. So she just something about her personality I just didn't. It took her too long to get the gumption to do something.
She's way too
Um,
passive.
yeah,
Way too passive for me.
yeah,
Way too passive for me. I like the writing. I love the way the story was told. I remember being reading and being like, I like how this is telling the story because I also did not like Mira, but it did not make me. She did not irritate me throughout the story. Like I didn't like her, but it was like, oh my god, this main character. Um, the main character is annoying me. I totally agree that the main character and her mother are so anti-black, and I feel like the difference being the mother is outright anti-black, like outright. The daughter is that anti-black that you don't even realize you are because you didn't grow up around other black people, and then you realize how much you like internalized white supremacy.
yeah.
Um, well, hopefully you
Hmm.
realize you're learning that they don't really realize and like blame the black people, but that's beside the point. The hope is that you realize like that's what a lot of that is, and that's why you're like, I'm more frightened to be around black people than I am anybody else. And it's just like, but why? Because like, yeah. But that's why I think she annoyed me, is because it was like you were this other black kid's best friend. So like, I don't know. I have to remember my grandma raised me, and so that takes so much of how I like think and look at the world. Because old souls, they have no filters. So like when
Yeah.
they're raising you, they kind of raising you with no filter. Because like in my head, why are you talking about my friend like this? My friend who's like done so much for me, mom or no mom. Like her mother was just. I had to. I remember asking, asking teacher. I said, "Is her mom black?" Because she don't like black people at all. Like,
Yeah, she very much othered herself. It's like she. It wasn't like because she was like, you got to remember, maybe like assimilate, put on a good face, like make sure you're seen as one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? We might not live on the same street, but my house is just so. You know what I'm saying? Um, that kind of, that kind of, like she literally lived. All her neighbors were black, and they lived on the poor side of town, but you know yet it still was like she didn't want her daughter playing with the neighbors and stuff like that. So it was uncomfortable.
it was definitely uncomfortable. Definitely uncomfortable. Hey, Vina. Hey, love. How are you? I hope you're having a great Sunday. I'm only not saying that to Vina and Pat because I definitely saw them like less than an hour ago in the chat. That's the only reason I'm not being rude to them. I don't want y'all to think I'm like, dang, she's just not talking to people that no. Oh, okay, sorry. We are reviewing When the Reckoning Comes by Latanya McQueen. How do I find out what books you read? We usually say at the end of the which one we're gonna do next. Um, because that's what we prepped for this one last one. Because what did we do last week? We did
We did
We did 40 acres. I'm only laughing because that
uh
man found the video. I didn't.
um
I didn't put nobody's name in this one. I put the title of the book.
no,
But I didn't put nobody. I didn't put his name in that one either. So
in the
hopefully,
last one either. So
hopefully, but I don't think she's gonna dislike anything that we say about the book. Like,
no,
because
no,
I
I
like
don't think so.
I don't think it was told bad. I don't think it was a bad telling of a story.
No, and
I
I really like the writing too. So
I thought the writing was really really good. I definitely would read something else that she wrote. Um,
hmm
I do think that I feel like reckoning felt like such a strong word compared to what we got, and I think that's the thing because it was like a reckoning to me is like Nat Turner level
like coming
something
like
going down.
you step foot on this property, it's a wrap for you. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all, and that's not really what we got.
I'm not saying I wanted a massacre, but I wanted a massacre is the truth.
I mean, of some sort, like whether it
I
was like
thought
a
multiple people were gonna
psychological
die, and it was
warfare,
not.
yeah,
It just was not enough dead people for me,
it,
and that they
yeah,
technically died by their own hand was like,
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't.
No, I definitely wanted more. Like I said, I wanted more blood, but I also, if I didn't get more blood, give me like psychological warfare, give me like tormenting of everybody that's on that on
I
this.
wanted more because I was like, yo, why are none of these other people frightened? Like I like because especially because I did read the synopsis when Deidre brought it up to me, and it says like the guests who happen to be descendants of these people. So I just thought
Right.
more
Mm-hmm.
people were gonna get swept up in what was going on. And maybe that I just have to be the change I want to see and write that story is the truth. Cause like
Well, there you go.
and it felt like it's interesting that we read 40 acres and then this because there are like similarities in like the setup. Like 40 acres is set up like an antebellum place, and this place is like
Yeah.
I just can't for the life of me why you would want to know why you'd want to pretend to be back in slavery time.
But okay, that was part of it. But I think the main draw of this and the point of opening it and having a wedding there's no other jobs in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Like so so does like imply that you need this, you know.
Right. And in
And
my
like
head,
not everybody
you couldn't have
can
just made a
move,
brand
you
new
know.
resort. You couldn't have like bulldozed and just not even kept the plantation field. Like you had to keep this specific thing.
Right.
Okay.
Because it was already there. It was convenient. You know
It was conveniently there. Okay.
what I'm saying?
And in my head, I was just like, like, how does that not make you uncomfortable? As the hiring manager, you didn't look and say, dang, most of the people we hiring are black, even though this ain't an all black town.
I forget where the other people or the white people in town worked. I feel like it was said, but I don't remember. I think it was implied that if you're going to stay in this town and you were black, then this is really the only place that you could.
Where you the only place you could work. And then it just
Not like of a certain age, you know what I'm saying? It
right.
was like
It's
that.
like
I felt that was implied, but maybe I'm a little too far removed and just like trying to
I
rationalize
felt
it
that
in my
it was
mind.
like I felt that it was implied like it was implied that this business venture was supposed to be more good than harm. So like if you were against it, you were really just against it because you didn't like you just were against it. You didn't want progress to happen. And I was like, I mean, that's one way to go to try to make people feel guilty for disliking anything that reminds them of slavery. But I mean, go off, I guess. And then, okay, what she says. If you read her Shonderland interview, she said she wasn't trying to write a book the black people were being violent. She said she went to visit a real life plantation and they set up touristy like that. Oh no, I believe it. I don't think that at all. Like I don't there's no part of me that doesn't think that at all. And I didn't okay, here's my thing. This is the only reason why this doesn't make a lot of sense to me is because it's not at all the idea that you give with the title or the idea you give with the back of the book.
Well, and then it wouldn't really be or have to be black people being violent. It could be spirits. It could
Right,
be them tormenting themselves because they're on this. I mean, there's a lot of
right.
ways to go and get a
It
reckoning
could have been
without the
psychological
black
torment
people.
without any
Yeah,
physical violence. Like she
yeah,
said, she was like, that would have been good. So again, I feel like I get that, right? Like I
yeah.
don't necessarily want to write stories where black people are violent unless they're being met with violence. I specifically don't necessarily care to do that personally. So I totally get that. But I just feel like when the reckoning comes is what you went with. I just don't think reckoning does not imply a soft handling of a situation to me.
It's the actual book itself is given more like, if there's such a thing as cozy horror.
Oh, I
Like, because
will
it's,
give you that because it's
yeah,
just the right amount of like,
yeah. So the title implies like horror.
Mhm.
So I mean, the title's a good title, so they did what they were supposed to
Oh yeah,
do.
no, the title definitely got me.
And the synopsis is true enough, but the combination of the synopsis and the title, we just didn't really get what we
Right,
paid for, honestly. But it's still really good. Don't get me
right,
wrong.
totally, and that's exactly what I was gonna say. Right there
Yeah.
with you. Like I didn't get what I expected, but I'm not
Yeah.
upset with what I got. I'm still
Agreed.
like I like just like last month's book. Like I still would think I would love for more people to read it to be discussing the conversation that it brings up. So
Yeah.
I
hmm
totally get that. But also, man, I just can't imagine. I just feel like my soul would be crying. Like I just feel like this like weight would be on me walking those grounds. Like I don't see. I just I can't.
I don't see myself ever visiting a former plantation unless I can't see myself. I'm just full stop there. I was going to say unless it like benefited us like a charity or something, but at the same time, I'm like, why? Can we think
No,
of other ways to do this?
right.
So never mind.
I can't
I
right.
can't see
I can't think of
myself.
one to be perfectly honest. Like I know how like sad or like how emotional I get like walking through like Black Wall Street when I go back home. So I can't imagine being on like an actual plantation like and trying to close my mouth. I
From
feel
people who are reenacting the lifestyle,
right.
bro. Like,
I would feel like that was the most utterly disrespectful thing I was doing to my ancestors personally. Ms. Ocampo says, thanks for recommending Clap When You Land for me. I've been sharing it with my literature classes. The older girls are like, yes, it's so good. It's so good.
I was
We were
just
talking about
telling
when you
Shay I
recommend.
was out here crying on the interstate behind
I
that
man, I can't wait
book.
to talk about it. I can't wait to talk about it. It's such a good book. I'm here for this too. I'm for Black people cleansing land, rebuilding, and reclaiming. Yeah, now I'm all for that land becoming something else to benefit Black people. But like I just don't even understand. They would have to knock down those slave quarters. That's the other thing. Like I just and like the people really lived there. It was just a lot that made me so
And
uncomfortable.
actually, I
Like
thought so. I almost said that, but I was like, some people that work there actually live
people
there
live
too.
there, and I was just like, but they couldn't enjoy the amenities of the actual place. Like that was another conversation that was had. So it was like, no, you are literally creating a modern day slavery. Like they're getting paid, but we know they're not getting paid a lot because we know capitalism is king. So it's not like you're paying them a livable wage. Why? Because it's part of the reason why they live here. It was a lot. It was a lot. Hell, don't mind me just lurking. Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries. Yeah, no, it's a book talk. It says it right there in the title. So yeah, I don't no sprints or nothing. Okay, so um favorite thing about the story.
Favorite thing about the story has to be the fact that old boy didn't die. Cause I was gonna be mad. I was gonna be so mad. We getting into spoilers now, y'all. If y'all not here for spoilers,
Oh yeah,
look
yeah, let me
away.
put a little tag. Let me put a little tag up there.
Um, yeah, the fact that and let me see what else did I like about the story. I didn't like Mira a whole lot, so like it really didn't have a whole lot to do with her. Nothing she did that I really like. None of her decisions I was really a fan of until she started getting her act together. Even then, almost up until the end, she really almost still ruined
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So like,
Honestly,
I
Jesse was the only thing I liked in the story. Jesse was like the only person that I liked like in the
yeah.
story. And even
Hmm.
in Jesse, I was just like, "Ooh, baby, why are you still here? Why won't
Yeah.
you leave, honey? Like this place don't mean you no good at all."
Yeah. Sorry. I forgot
No,
I muted
no, no,
myself.
you're
Hmm.
fine. So I liked his character. I especially liked his character as a kid.
Hmm.
And I think that she did a great job of illustrating like how we as a society can damage black boys. Like the boy before they started interrogating him and the man after, two completely different people. Like that interaction changed the trajectory of where he was going and what he was going to do. And I think that she did a great job of showcasing that in the story. And I think that's part of why I liked his character, because I felt like and I guess this is true of people. Mira and Celine didn't really change. They were like the same from their childhood characters to who they were in the end. Like
Hmm.
in her head, she made Celine nicer than she was, but Celine wasn't ever a really nice person. It's just this bond, trauma bond, low key, that y'all created overall being poor. Hey, hey, you're not gonna scratch it, buddy. That's why you got the cone. Okay, sorry. Um, this trauma bond that y'all created and is made y'all stick together because like y'all also haven't talked in like 9 years or whatever. What are you being
Right.
invited to this wedding and you feel obligated to go? It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot, and I mean, but that goes to her anti-blackness that she felt this obligation to this friend who really wasn't not only any better than her, but not very nice to her. But like the only person who was nice to her because of the way her mom was at the end of the day. Well, if you like nice in air quotes.
Right. White people justify like these wealthy plantation owners were people to admire. I, I, well, I mean, don't the kids get out for President's Day tomorrow?
Probably done it. The bank's closed and the mail's not gonna run and no trash pickup.
We be honoring a lot of people that just, in the grand scheme of things, were not good people. Just not good people. Um, I thought the like ghost stuff was really good, and it just made me mad that there wasn't more of it. Like with them seeing the ghosts in the house as kids, and then seeing the ghosts on the plantation as adults. Like I just wanted more.
Yes, Bina said somewhere it was more of a reckoning for. Is it Mira? Is that what we're saying? Mira, Myra, Mira. She said somewhere it was more of a reckoning for, and I agree with that because she was more tormented by a lot of the things, whether it be the plantation itself, what was going on in the plantation, her relationship with the white girl, her relationship with Jesse and what she did to Jesse, like her mom. So yeah, I agree with that. I just wish there was more, like I said, spread around to the other people involved.
Yeah, no, no, I definitely say that. And when I think of, mm, no, I guess if I'm looking at it from the eyes that like she really did see Selena as her best friend and like it is a reckoning, because I was like, but you don't really care about this girl, so her dying don't really mean. Um, but maybe I think having to like come face to face with Jesse was a big part of her reckoning for sure. Um, because I know I was sitting there reading that wedding scene and I was like, how you invite these people to your wedding and let somebody be this disrespectful over something you know isn't true?
And she didn't say a
Didn't say a word.
damn thing. You hear me? Nothing. She didn't say nothing. She didn't even like leave immediately to check on him. Nothing. She just sat there. If I
Then
remember.
like it was a lot. It was I was like, we just gonna blame the little black boy for everything? For everything? He ain't
Yeah,
even been here.
that's what I mean. That's true to life though, because that's how it be
Right,
going down.
right, right. And the part that's crazy, back to is realistic, is realistic. So cannot take points off because it's realistic. But can we talk about how bad Celine's daddy is, and yet this man is like causing havoc all through this wedding? Like
Yeah,
this man that you don't even like. These people at this wedding that you don't even like.
I mean that's how. Yeah, it's
That's what
just
I'm saying. It's true to life.
it's so much pressure to like invite people that you don't care truly about to your wedding. So or that you don't even like, and they could be like they could be your mom, your dad, like you don't like these people, but it's a pressure in society to have them there. And he wasn't even paying for the wedding either, but he was there.
He
He
was
was there
doing
making
not a
so much
dang thing. And
trouble.
that's what made me feel away. Like, I
Yeah, he
get
was gonna benefit from their marriage.
that's my thing. I
Hmm.
get if you are, I don't like you, but you paying for my wedding, I gotta shut up and take it. You have nothing to do with what I got going on. Not a thing. And you not only here, but you loud and drunk and making, y'all know not me. Y'all know not me. I'll come up off that. Hold on, Pastor. We gonna redo all of this. Get out. Get out right now. Before I come out this dress and them tennis shoes that's in my purse over there in the thing. Cause like, nah, what we not gonna do is this. It was a
Yeah,
lot.
it was a lot.
It was
And
a
then
lot.
for you, who's like the only other person in here that knows me, at the very least, to not say it, nothing. You didn't say nothing. You didn't. Okay, don't say nothing, but don't come check on me immediately after either. Because it is kind of a dangerous situation. You are one of two black people. You got all these white people working. I might could give you a pass for that, but then you don't immediately come. You just sit there and wait for the rest. No, you're not gonna be okay.
For me, it was the, oh, now you worried that his dad is drunk and people are looking for her and you don't know where Jesse is. Had you went when you should have went and followed this man, it just was like,
Because she was thinking maybe there's a chance that he did do something to her, right? Is that what the implication was?
I didn't know what I was. I don't know what. I feel like she never. To me, I got the impression that she never would have even thought Jesse did anything like that. So in my head, it was just like, why did it take you so long to say something?
Mhm. Okay.
But if that was the thing that she thought Jesse could do something like that, where you are the person that knows that what happened when y'all was a kid, you were the person who left him hanging and didn't admit it. And by the time that you did admit it, did nobody believe you?
Yeah, that guilt ate her up.
That girl ate her up for a long time. Hey, Bree. It's good to see you, love. So good to see you. Off for President's Day, girl. I was trying to remember. I was like, did we get off for President's Day as kids? Because I feel like we did it.
I
But
can remember, but them teachers, as they should, be wanting any day you
nah,
can get
they
off.
should
So
get
I don't
days
know.
off. I mean, you should get days off if they're not gonna pay you good enough anyway. So yeah, I want this day. I want this day. I'll take them, baby. You deserve it because these kids is a lot. These kids are a lot. Nah, it definitely pissed me off for sure. I think that I would agree with you and Vina on that. I could definitely, if I'm looking at it from the context of the main character having a reckoning, then it is a more satisfying read in that. But I'm still very unsatisfied with what I thought I was getting. Okay, what I thought I was
Yeah,
getting. But I mean, that's how I felt about the Good House. Or no, not the Good House. Was it the Good House?
the one that was real long.
Yeah, no. Was it? No, I don't think it was a Good House. I think
What
it
you
Good House
talking about?
be. It's something that we talked about that I read, and it just was not. It was the opposite of what I thought it was gonna be. Or
Um,
it wasn't. I can't remember what it was. It was just like it just was. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't what I thought I was getting
oh, was
myself.
it the Ancient Nun?
No, H&I was pretty like. I knew from it was gonna be a mystery. It's
Yeah.
through history, mystery. I knew that.
Okay,
Get
I'm
off this
not
idea
sure.
right now. This is
Yeah.
I can't think of what it is. I remember when we get off of here and be like, girl, that's what it was. Um, but it just was like the opposite of what I expect. Oh no, you know why I don't remember? Because I didn't finish it.
Oh.
Finish it. I started and got through one chapter, Year of the Witch, and it was like, this ain't what I thought it was. I don't know.
Oh.
This ain't what I
Yeah.
thought. This ain't this is not this ain't it. Yeah, look at
Look,
me.
yeah, there it goes. She goes.
See? That's why I couldn't remember because as soon as I said no. Reverse.
Cha now, y'all.
Out of there.
Um, yeah, I like this. That's the first book I read by Henderson. I like her writing style, but I don't think that she can flesh out a story to my liking. Like,
Okay.
I like the ideas that she comes with. I like the characters that she writes too, for the most part. Like,
Mhm.
but it's something about the whole thing once you put it all together and read it front to back. It just something
That's
feels
missing.
incomplete. Yeah.
Gotcha. I can totally understand that.
And also, I didn't read the synopsis at all for the Year of the Witch, and if I had, I would have never picked it up. So there's that. I just
Yeah,
thought the cover had a black girl on it, and it was my era of buying books with black girls on it. You
yeah.
know.
No. Yeah, I don't know why either, Vina. I don't know why.
I don't know who told you that, but they need a whooping.
I don't know why. I don't know why people. I don't, girl. And you be like, y'all know who Cache is, though, right? Like y'all don't watch it. Like, y'all heard her talk, right?
Yeah.
Like you did.
Some people be giving recommendations and they don't have no business giving recommendations. And also, I've seen booktubers make videos of recommendations and they be recommending books they haven't read. And it's kind of like,
Yeah,
I
and
don't, I just be like, it's hard to recommend a book you haven't read yourself.
yeah. For me,
You
it's
don't know what's in there.
and honestly, I don't ever really recommend something that I don't like swear by.
Right.
Like I'm like,
Some
nah,
people don't think like me and you. We don't
yeah,
figure that
nah, I'm
out. So,
nah.
yeah.
Don't like this, I'm gonna be surprised is usually like my when I'm recommending something because it's like
Yeah.
I'm not giving you something I'm iffy about.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
that's why I was like, I clap when you land, knowing that I liked it, knowing recommended it to my friends was one thing, but like being like recommending it for like a readathon was like, dang, I wonder how people gonna feel about this. But I don't care. It's an
Yeah.
amazing book.
Yeah, it
It's an
is.
amazing book. And
Yeah.
like,
It was way more intense than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know. I didn't read the synopsis once again. It's something I'm just now starting to do it because there have been a few books that if I had read the synopsis, I could have saved myself
grief.
some strife. Yeah. But
Mm-mm.
then there have been other books where I read the synopsis and I felt like it
Too
gave
much
me more than I
information.
needed to know. So I'm
Hmm.
trying to find a balance with that, So
No, I totally get that. It's the same with like watching previews for movies nowadays.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
all the good parts be in the preview, and then you be like, "What was I supposed to watch in the
Where's the
movie?"
rest of it? Yeah, why did I spend $20 on
And not that
this?
you put the best parts in the movie in a 2 minute trailer. I'm a little upset. Like that's even possible nowadays. Like golly.
Yeah.
No. I totally agree
We
with
try
you
this
there.
again.
Venus
I'm still
said,
here. I just need to
"I know
try
you're
this
fine."
camera.
Librarians read books they haven't read. You could tell people about a book, just don't talk like you actually read it. No, I totally get that. Like, hey,
Yeah,
I
like
heard,
say you haven't read it, like say,
I haven't
okay,
read it, but I've
I'm
heard.
recommending this because blah blah blah. Okay, I still don't really like that, but I can give a pass for that.
Right. I don't like when people recommend books they haven't read. Me either.
Mhm.
My offline bestie, her husband and I had a great discussion about Clapping You Land, especially because her husband is from Dominican Republic. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's nice.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's a good,
cool.
I thought it was a good story because like here's the thing is I have half siblings. Like that is a thing in my life. Like I have four older half brothers. We all have the same dad, and my older brothers have different moms than me and my younger brother and sister. We all have the same mom. And so there's not a lot of stories that talk about those dynamics. There's not like just like there's an influx of like people writing stories with grandparents or kids live with their grandparents instead of their parents. Like there's just some dynamics that are very real and common that don't get explored in books, and I really liked that.
Well, since you said that, that book I told you that I DNF this morning, and it's not because it was a bad book. It's just not subject matter that I feel that I can relate to.
Mhm.
So I don't think I'm fair. I don't feel like I can be objective with those kind of books. But it's Tumble, and it's about it opens up where this 12-year-old girl is talking to her mom and her stepdad about being adopted, and she has a lot of questions about her biological father and her journey in discovering him.
Mhm.
Um, so like the writing was fine. Like I was very interested in it, but it's
Mhm.
just the subject matter. I'm like, let me let somebody who can relate to this read it and let me know if it's good before I get too deep in it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's just like some of those things. I just know I know my wheelhouse.
Right. No, totally agree. Totally agree. And I think like even like thinking about like one of my best friends from college, like he's adopted and he's black and his sister is black and they both been adopted from birth, but their parents are white. And that's like the way they
Like,
grew up, and they grew up in San
hmm
Antonio, Texas. So like that's just like a bunch of dynamics of different cultural things, like all in one space. And so like his
hmm
experience versus like my experience and like being in foster care are like totally different things, right? Because like while he's with somebody who's not his biological parent, he's never known life without a parent, right? So like there
okay.
are like super different dynamics in that, and I think I'm liking that there are books that are exploring these conversations. Even when we did the read along last year with um, Arcade and the Triple T Token and his parents fostering his best friend and like
hmm
talking about adoption, like just even that being a conversation in books is something that I'm like I love that is happening, but I also can understand being like I can't relate to this, and I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
like a good judge of it, right? Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
ever be like, I think this book is a good trans representation of characters. Like
Right.
this book and it has trans characters in it, I
Right.
default to trans members of the community to tell me if it's good representation or bad representation. I can't
hmm
tell you this is what's in it type of deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. For
I
sure.
like I think Pat was amazing, but I also
hmm
can't speak that lane because that's not my lane. And I feel like that's the other thing that people just can't admit, that just some stuff is not your lane. And if it's just not,
Yeah. And you don't have to speak on
you just don't.
it.
Passages, I don't read the synopsis because they can get wrong or misdirection the stories. Yeah, I get that too. It's like when I do a book call, I normally read at least half the books first. Oh, bless you. I wish I had that what's that discipline? Cause nah, I just be like, I'm gonna get a book and I'm gonna get a book and I'm gonna get. They'll eventually get read, but not before I buy them. You can copy as a witch and it's boring. A lot of my family members have half siblings that they didn't grow up with. So that diamond was that part, right? Like I didn't grow up with my older brothers. Like I knew them and we knew who they were, right? But there's like my oldest brother was born in 81, and then me and my siblings, I'm born in 90. So there's like a 9 year gap from the first group of kids to the second group of kids. So we're not all in the same stages of life, right? Like I was 10 years old when, or 11 years old when I had my first niece. Different kind of thing. So no, totally get that. I read a really good book with the MC that's a transracial adoptee last year. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So all in all, for the reckoning, what are we thinking? What are we feeling? What are we thinking about pacing and all? Because
um.
you got all the questions when you do
Oh,
the, and I don't be
I just
having.
was trying to like. No, it's okay. I like the pacing, but like I said, I wish that from the moment that the wedding event started, that the horror had got way up. From the point that when they start driving to the plantation, like I wish that we had got more something. It didn't have to be like full frontal violence, physical violence, but it could have been, you know, uncomfortable beds. Like they could have, all got food poison. I don't know, like
Right.
something. Give me
Anything, all we
something.
got was just an uncomfortable mirror for the whole book.
Yeah, yeah,
Like everything made her uncomfortable, which is like you said, if it's her reckoning, this makes perfect sense. But
yeah, yeah.
um, I like the like again. I think I'm with you. The only the I wouldn't have called this a horror. It's like horror light, like a cozy horror, like you said. And I feel like because I was expecting horror, that's why I couldn't give it 4 stars or above, because like it just it was right there, and the elements that she had were really good. Were really good. I don't know. I just been feeling like the horror we've been getting as Black readers has just been just so close and yet so far, and I'm hating that for us.
I just think I need to read more. I feel like I've been reading not necessarily popular stuff, but just like what everybody else is reading. Maybe I just need to branch out and go, not even my own little way, but I just need to go somewhere else and let my intuition guide me a little bit, because I
Mm.
feel like it's gotta be some good stuff out there.
Right? No,
I
because like
feel
I
like,
did like the Good House. I did. It was long AF, but I did like it. I did like
yeah,
it. Nana, she made
yeah.
my skin crawl. She just was
I really
girl.
want to. I like the premise of it. I want
I
to
love
rewrite
the
it. If
premise
it
of it.
what's the one that people are doing is like rewrite, burn, and something else. I would rewrite that. If we
Oh
got,
yeah, I would definitely rewrite that because I don't think
yeah,
it's a. I think it's a dope concept. I think
yeah,
it's a great thing, and I think it has so many elements.
hmm
And there's just some moments I was like, "Baby, you are doing the most, old lady. I need you to get it together." And I feel like there were some things that were like not explained well enough that there were like, so are all of these people like every daughter is also like a half sibling of their kid? It was just something that just
kind of was gross, right?
it was gross. It was
Yeah,
gross. And I
yeah,
just was like, I don't like this.
yeah.
But
Because she was using the husbands
right, and
to.
getting pregnant. And so, but like they already had kids before. So it's like you're right. Right. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Ooh, don't look behind the curtain too hard. But yeah, like I would rewrite it. I would rewrite
I
it.
rewrite it. I write it. But I did like the writing enough that again I would read another Brandon Massey book. I'd read another
Mm-hmm.
McQueen book. I'd read
Yeah.
another what's Daniel Alexander Smith. I'd read another
Mm-hmm.
of these books because they have been good enough that it's like I see the potential in what you could do storytelling wise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Agree.
this is interesting. Venus says interesting is the author says she didn't consider it a horror either. That's what her publisher labeled it as. Right now,
So, well, what would you consider it if it's not horror? Is it a psychological? Would you call it a thriller?
no, I wouldn't either. Honestly, it's low key giving like
It's just
coming of
contemporary
age
fiction,
science fiction with elements of
yeah,
horror. Like it really
horror
wasn't
elements,
right.
yeah.
Like it was like it just was like a contemporary book of horror elements. Like it didn't really
Like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's you have to put it. I mean, I guess if you're gonna publish it traditionally, you got to give it a genre. So
right. You got to give it a genre, and it doesn't fit well within any outside of contemporary in my eyes because like
no,
it doesn't hit the other things like super
yeah,
where you would think
the
that.
genre markers or
Right,
whatever.
general fiction. General fiction
Yeah.
is exactly like with it has horror elements, but it's not. It's not. I totally get that. I'm ready to go read some horror with black people where white people are absent. You know, I like again.
Maybe we got to get out of the U.S. for that. Like, I don't know
Right, but then that one, no, it was a thriller. It wasn't a horror, huh? That
which
one
one.
for that first Black Winathon when we first met.
Oh, what was that
That
called?
author was like in people's reviews. I feel like, but it was. I feel like it
What's
was a
the name
thriller.
of that? I don't remember because I didn't read it because when I saw him in people's reviews, I was like, I'm
Oh,
out.
and
What was
get
that
somebody else to do
called?
it.
The Light Seekers. That's
The
what it was
Light
called.
Seekers. Oh, it's
Yeah.
still on the stuff I want to read because I like the premise that it sounded good. I just was like, I'm not gonna put nothing for you to come talk to me, cause sir.
I don't care. I don't be wanting to go back and forth with people because I don't have no
No,
middle
that's my thing. Is
school.
like I don't want you saying nothing to me because
Yeah. With the
you go high,
non-ending.
I go to hell. So like,
But shit.
mm, I didn't go looking for you.
That part.
Not that book with the non-ending, wasn't it? Was that is that Light Seekers? It didn't have an ending, or is it a
I
different?
don't know. I didn't read it. I didn't end up reading it. I
Yeah,
read
that's what
yeah, Dead Girls because it was optional, right? We had three,
yeah.
well, we
I
had
read
like themes or something. I
Dead
forget, but
Dead
I
Girls.
read
Dead Girls was the like honorary one.
unofficial. Oh, okay,
Wanted to read it. Um,
I
I
forget what I read that year for the group read. I feel like we had three choices that year,
we
and I read
did.
the other one.
The other one was like a slave narrative. It
Oh,
was like
then they definitely wasn't me.
because it was like
Never mind.
89. It was hold on.
Oh, I bet it was the Good House or something. No, the Immortal. What's the first book in the African Immortals? My Soul to Keep.
Oh, for this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
Mm.
No, the one old girl who Booktube loves. Oh yeah, girl, you know. She talking about white smoke.
Oh, I did read that, but not like I didn't mark it red on Goodreads or nothing. I just wanted to see what the talk was about, and I checked out this other book because I won't read nothing else by that lady. So I checked out this book that is very similar to Monday's Not Coming. I think in premise, at least. It's called "Don't Nobody Give a Shit What Happened to Carlotta." It's by James Hanahan. I feel like it's the same premise. So I'm gonna read that instead.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, no. I'm not reading another book by her. I don't care. I don't care about this Carrie book that y'all talking about. These
Oh
reimagined.
wait, but let me tell you this. I'm gonna put myself on blast because I'm gonna mark it red and I'm gonna give it whatever rating I feel it deserves. I put Whiteout on hold and my hold came in. I'm gonna read that because I read Blackout and
Here's what
look,
we know to
I
be a fact. Here's what we know to be a fact. Everybody can write short stories.
everybody can write short stories. Everybody can write romances, and they got money. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I'm reading Whiteout, so I can say that I read it and I gave them all the chances that they deserve. Blackout did not give. It didn't give. It didn't give anything to me, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to give it fair because I'm a grown ass woman in my. I'm closer to 40 than 30, and it's a
Right.
YA books, and I know that. But this story's just I can't see my stepsons or any kids of the age range liking it really. I don't know. Maybe they would like seeing themselves just because they're black characters, black teenagers in a city. Maybe that part of it, but like,
Yeah.
mm,
Um, I don't be knowing. So yeah, Dead Dead Girls disappointed me, and I was gonna read the second one, and then people said, "Don't do it to yourself," and I'm sad because
oh,
I'm
yeah. What did
I'm
I
still
give
gonna
that dead
I'm still
girl?
gonna give the second one a read just because she did send me an autographed copy of the book. So I am gonna still read the second one, but I
I
just
forget what I gave it. I remember thinking I had read something a little better. I gave it 3 stars. I mean, that's not a bad rating. 3 stars is not a bad rating.
right.
But
That's what I get these stories. I love how we all wrote her off of it because it was horrible. So I don't think I know that you read it. What did you think of it? White Smoke.
you talking to me, right?
Yeah, you. I already know. Me and Vina didn't talked about this multiple times. I already know what Vina thinks.
Me and you talked about it, didn't it?
Okay, we did. Okay. I was like, did we talk about it? I just
Bruh, I thought that she treated weed like pills, like
she treated weed like it
opioids.
was damn near cocaine. I was like,
She
what
treated
the heck?
I know potheads, I may or may not have been a pothead at one point in my life. I might be a pothead right fucking now. But I'm not doing all of that to get weed. I'm sorry. And I don't know anybody who does or would or has.
Right.
I
No, like,
really
it
don't.
was like, gotta have weed. Gotta have weed.
Uh,
Gotta have weed.
uh,
First of all,
uh,
I'm not going
uh.
into no abandoned house for nothing.
In no neighborhood that
In
I
no
don't know
neighborhood I
nothing
just
about.
moved in. I
I
got
mean,
the
I get
only
it.
livable house on the block, and I'm going into the other unlivable ones to grow weed.
After you just got kicked out of your other school behind some weed related. I didn't like it.
Time,
Um,
the
I
unnecessary
mean,
police
I didn't
violence,
like the
like it didn't make
yeah
sense. What, like none of it made sense. Like
the
nothing was resolved.
supernatural adjacent
Nothing was
elements at
resolved.
the
Right? Like you
end.
sit up there and demonize Christianity. You demonizing weed. You talking about the jail to prison pipeline, but you're not solving shit.
It wasn't a good blended
What are you
family. I
supposed to
think
think
I
after
said
that
some of
book other than all hope
the
is lost?
yeah. I don't
What are you
know.
supposed to
I didn't. I just again, it was not
It
good,
was not.
and I felt disrespected by it. If I'm being honest.
The way that I was like, so we're not gonna talk about how this man was very visibly mentally handicapped, and you are allowing the demonization of a black mentally handicapped man to be the premise of this story. So again, I love how we collectively wrote her off after that as well. It was like three strikes you out for me.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't have got those three if the first one allegedly she bamboozled me because allegedly was amazing.
Mm. And I didn't ever read allegedly, and I heard Monday's Not Coming was good.
So here's the thing: is I didn't dislike the only this is what I dislike about her books is that for a good portion of them they be based off of real black girls that are
Hmm.
alive and have to
Hmm.
that have had to live these stories, and that
Yeah.
makes me feel away.
Hmm.
And before I got to maybe chapter 4 of Monday's Not Coming, I already knew what court case she pulled this story from
Mm.
because it was one I had studied in college. So I knew like the ins and outs of the case. So the more I read the book, the more I just was like, this
Mhm.
feels icky to me. So
Mm.
Blackout didn't give either. People be lying. Here's the thing: we know that people will lie for views and for checks from
And for
these
clout,
and
and
for clout.
for and just for the hell of it, because it's Tuesday.
I feel like I ain't done that. I ain't got no tea, but if I did, it would be hot. This lady said edges. I feel like, well, I feel like if you're gonna lie for something, I mean, edges is a good thing to lie for because I mean they kind of king right now. You don't got no edges, you got you real bad. So I can see why you might lie for some edges is the truth. Peter said, Deidre.
I don't know. I'm just trying to. I want to be able to drag thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? If I want to drag, I want to be able to say I did what I needed to do to be able to say what I got to say. So
I'm
that's
right
why I'm
there
here.
with you. That's how I felt about having to finish Cherish Fair. I was like,
Mm.
this book is garbage.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
horrible. Why would you write this? What purpose in life does this have? Hold on, let me plug
Was
my
it
phone.
for?
Huh?
Who was it for?
It was a four. Oh, you gave what a four?
No, who was it
Who
written
was it
for?
for?
I
Yeah,
should.
who was
Yeah.
it for? Why did you do this? What was the reasoning? Like, I don't understand. I mean, it said, what was there for teens to squill over? And what cup was the shit,
That
girl?
part. It wasn't. Other than there being black teens and a bunch of them with kind of diverse sexualities in there.
Bunch of authors acted a little too cocky for writing to be so clunky. Like that mystery was so damn obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I hated that. Hey y'all, who we talking about? Because I feel like I know, but I don't want to be loud and wrong. So we was talking about the author White Smoke
Yeah.
a minute ago. A minute ago. But the book we were talking about is When the Reckoning Comes. That
Yeah.
was driven by social commentary, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. You did a horrible job on having a commentary on social commentary.
Yeah.
Like we did a better job on our bi-weekly When Black Women Speaks. Like,
Yeah.
what is this? That cover hoodwinked us. What did we learn from 2020?
Yeah, Lo, listen, I'm not buying no. I'm actually reading everything from the library before I
I'm
buy anything.
the
That's
library, the library.
I'm not
Literally
buying no
only
more.
the only people who that does not apply to are Lizelle,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Acevedo, and
Okay.
N.K. Jemisin. Those are the only ones that
Period.
I'll buy
Period.
without listening to. I'll buy and
Period.
I'll read it and then
Period.
okay.
Actually, no, no, that's it. Oh, for me, River Solomon
River
is.
Solomon. Yeah.
I'm
I'm not
gonna
on my list before this month is I'm gonna read another River Solomon book because
read
that was one that was it. The deep was not what I thought I was gonna be reading, so I
read
didn't
the short
like.
story that me and Chloe are gonna be talking about next
Okay,
Saturday.
okay,
Because I mean, again, okay, preface is slave adjacent, but
okay,
I think I like it, like, and it ain't but like
okay.
20 pages.
Oh yeah, I could definitely make 20 pages work. I could definitely make
Yeah.
20 pages work for sure, for sure, for sure. Because I that was one reason why I was like nervous about expectation because I did have such expectations for the deep because I was writing like a black mermaid story. And
Mm,
so those not lining up didn't mesh well for me. I didn't think it was a bad story. It just wasn't what I was
yeah.
looking for and it just threw me off so much. But I wanted to read more of their work because
Yeah.
of like thinking it was such a like deep, rich like world to build in a short
Mm,
story. Like I love that
yeah.
part of it for sure.
Mhm.
They taking from people's life to profit makes me feel away too, because it straight be their that's it.
Mhm.
Like, it's like when you know the stories, you be like, you really didn't take too much creative license in this. Like, you really didn't write that different
Change
of
the
a story.
name.
Right. Oh, that lady, I'm gonna be nice on the Lord's Day. Girl, we be trying. We be trying. We were the reason she even came up is because she called herself writing horror. I don't cover that but cover by anymore. I'm about to stop cover arc requesting next. Ooh, girl. Try out the writer before purchasing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm 100% right there with you. 100% right there with you. The deep didn't give me anything I didn't know. Got you, got you, got you. Yeah, yeah, no. I was working on a mermaid story and I was told I need to read the deep and then I need to read Bethany C. Morrow. And like Bethany C. Morrow was just already making me feel icky. And I was like, I'm gonna go with River Solomon. And I read the deep and I was like, this is what I thought it was. Didn't dislike the story, but that. And then I read Cherish Fair and I was like, I'll never read another Bethany C. Morrow again in my life. She's one and done for me. One and
I got that. I won that book in a giveaway on Twitter, so it was free, and I still haven't read it. I don't.
what Cherish Fair?
A song below water.
A Song Below Water? Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a
She
no
did
for me.
say that, and for YA at the time that White Smoke was published, that was a lie. Because I could think of like three other books
Now
right
what
off the
man,
top of my
we
head.
were White Smoke came out when right when Ryan's book came out. The Ticket
Yeah,
for Just
honestly, like
Innocent. Like
off
there
the
was
top of
a
my
lot
head,
of
I can
things
think
that
of
were being
three.
read at that time. So nah,
Yeah,
no,
that's not
no.
true
And
in
that was her
any
to me, that was her
age
first
range.
foray into horror even then, because before then the stuff you were doing was more thrillery than horror.
Yeah, that wasn't horror.
Like
And White Smoke wasn't horror.
White Smoke wasn't
That's
horror either. Like
it
the
was
first horror
suspense
to
thrillers.
me is the Carrie book, from what I can tell, and I'm not reading it to find out for sure
I'm
because
not reading. I've
who
been.
doesn't need to confirm nor deny its cachet? Do not care.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Exact
did.
when the Reckoning came out, exactly August 2021. So it's there.
Yeah. Yep.
One of
Sorry.
the few, right, right. And you definitely not one of the best in the thriller department because Attica Locke giving you the business because I've yet to dislike one of her books.
Yeah.
So I just I am praying that we get more. So far of what I'm in of Delicious Monsters, I'm really really liking.
What's
Um,
the genre on that one?
uh, it's horror. It's
Okay.
horror, like thriller horror. And the one that she's been working on, I got to alpha read one for her, beta read one for her. And it's thrillery, and I like if she is the future of what we have for Black
Mm,
thriller, I'm not at all upset by it. I'm not at
yeah.
all. I'm literally like, okay, maybe you had to jump into fantasy to get your like in there, but I think you might
Mm.
really be on your bag when it comes to horror. Like, I think you might really be there. So
This one that Rivers wrote recently is like it's like a fan. I
have you
would
listened
give
to
it
it yet,
horror
Vina?
elements, huh?
I was asking Vina, has she listened to it yet?
Okay.
You go ahead though. You
Um,
said you don't do the horror
no, it was
element.
just it's got horror elements of Sorrowland. I think you would like
Mm,
it too. It does have a like Christian adjacent cult
okay.
situation going in it,
Mhm.
but I get like it feels real, and I just really like the premise of it. I don't want to give anything away if you're gonna
Okay,
read it.
okay, okay, okay.
But yeah, if you like uh blood is another word for hunger, then from there I would go to Sorrowland, and
Okay.
then maybe after that go back to the deep.
Okay. Give oh yeah, because I won't
Yeah,
lie. I will not lie. The reread of The City We Became has been so much better than the first time I read it.
yeah.
Because the audiobook I ordered it. I haven't started yet. Too many books. I'm trying to read one. Girl, story of my life. Story of my life. Okay, so next month, what will we be talking about?
Are we doing the world we make, or are we doing something from Frank, our boy Frank. What we
So
doing?
okay, so here's the only thing about the Frank is because like
Oh, you was gonna do something else with that? Okay,
yeah, because
so
that like come the second quarter. So
that
well,
would
we
be
can do the
next.
word we
No, we
make.
still in the first quarter. Okay, okay.
Right,
So
right.
let's do the word we make,
The word we make.
or
Okay, so we'll be talking about the word we make, which I have not read yet. So I'm gonna definitely be reading. I'll be finishing it for Black History Month because it's the
I'm
second.
gonna reread it because I read it just so I wouldn't get spoiled too. And it was I liked it. Don't
I
get
feel
me
like you read
wrong.
it super fast too.
I did. I ate that thing
I feel
up.
like you
I
ate
ate it
that
up.
super fast. So
I
I was like,
did.
you were like, all right, I'm gonna start it, and then I feel like the next time we talked, you was like, girl, and I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like I
I
thought,
ate it up.
I know we was gonna read a little bit slower because I gotta catch
I didn't
up.
mean to do that, but I ate it up. But I need
Yeah.
to reread it because a lot went on. So
Okay.
I'm excited for that.
So I'm still finishing up my City We Became reread, and then I'll jump right in because I do have both of them physically. Um,
Okay.
so we'll do that, and then we'll figure out for whatchamacallit. I feel like there's another book though that we've read
I feel like
that
there is too, but I
that
can't
we
think right
already
now.
finished, and I can't think of what it is.
I can't think
Um,
of it either.
That's probably in our text messages. We'll probably see it and be like, oh, well, now
Yeah.
you know. Now you know.
Well, here, let's look real quick before we get off of here. Cause I think there is a different book we were supposed to do next.
Right. That's what I was thinking. 'Cause I was like, I know this isn't the one that we did. Okay.
No, Titan.
Right? He just be doing the most. Yes, buddy. I hear you. Not I type. I was like, how many? If I type book in here, how many times is it gonna come up? 230 times.
Okay, I forget how to search.
Boy, if you don't move.
I can't remember, Shay. Did we write it in our notes
Ooh, I'm
on
looking too.
the Google calendar?
We might.
Mm-mm. Let's see. So March up
Okay.
top.
Okay, no. So it was like, I found the conversation and it was like, so we doing 40 acres, and then I said we did Nano, right? Because we did Nano on your channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was the other one. And then the next day I said the record when the reckoning comes was the book I couldn't remember. So
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
we didn't. So maybe it is that, yeah, because I don't see another one in here. Yeah, the world we make, and that's it. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, well that works then. Ow. Okay.
Let's see. Do I have quick
Probably,
access?
right. Knowing this, it'll probably be something else we read between now and then. Yes, we gonna grab it.
It's the prettiest one, I think.
I know. I think that I honestly think that the winning the Hugos made them do better on her covers.
Gosh, don't get me on my soapbox today,
And
because
yeah,
I will do it. Yes.
and I
So this
swear
is
one
what
day I
we.
want to have the money to be able to order those special editions with the amethyst because oh my gosh, oh
So
my
pretty. This is the second book, just so y'all know. Um.
yeah. So it's a duology. The first
Mhm.
one is The City We Became. It came out in 2020. And then this one
Mhm.
came out last year in November 2022, The World We Make. So this is the one we'll be discussing. We will talk about this obviously a little bit because you kind of have to reference things that happened in this first book to get to this one. But it
Yeah.
is The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin. That's what we'll be discussing. And then the next time we'll be discussing the book will be the end of this month. We'll be discussing Africa Risen and Clap When You Land for the Missy Elliott Readathon on my channel on the 28th. So if you haven't, you still got 9 days to finish those.
I gotta get when we get off of here, I'm going to go start some seeds and listen to African
African
Risen
rhythm.
some more.
Yeah, me too. Me too. There's a clap when you land. I love it. I love it. I love it. I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
So it's so
It was
good.
so good.
It's so good. All right, y'all. I want to thank you so much for being here for February Shayde Tea Book Talk. We had fun talking about the book and other things because y'all know we love to chat about all the things that we think about all these books that come out. Appreciate y'all so much for being here. Thank you so much for co-hosting with me, Deidre. Do you have any announcements you want to let the people know about before we head out of here?
Nope, because I'm not gonna set myself up. I'm gonna pop up on y'all. All right.
I be feeling it. I be feeling it. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.